Our ancestors did not have panties and they didn't have any spa to go and cook their vagina, use heating machines. I had a heating machine when I had a spa. People would say they want to come and heat their vagina up. I say no, use warm water. Don't use hot water. Don't go for them to cook it and use those steaming machines to steam your vagina. I see this on social media and I'm crying for the women of this generation. Your vagina cleanses itself. Hi, welcome to this episode of the Coach Thyna show. Now, this is going to be one of my most intimate videos ever because we're talking about our bodies as women. Now, last year, I made a video about how the vagina smells even after having a shower, and that has been one of my most watched and most talked about videos. You know, I said in that video that if you have any questions, ask me. Feel free to ask me, and people have asked me a lot of questions, and this has led us to want to talk about infections, how to know if you have an infection, because most people think that when they have an infection it will smell down there and you know they will see some discharge. Well, I'm gonna give you some wider information, a broader information about this thing that is infection. You want to enjoy your beautiful love life from when you are single till when you become a wife, a mother. I will never forget when I was in school, someone who was married at the time told me in school that the truth about our bodies as women is once we give birth, that our vagina never remains the same, that it smells, it's open, it's wide, it's like a borehole. She didn't say it was like a borehole. But she said many things about the woman's body, and I was not married, so I wasn't sexually active, and I was thinking, okay, let's wait for us to get married now. We can't argue with the married ones, right? So I remember having a baby and I was waiting for that smelly season. It didn't come. So if your desire is that you do not want to have an infection, sit back down and learn how important it is for us as women to take good care of ourselves, and everything else is added onto us. I wanted to give you guys this background story. Now, when I owned a spa, I happened to share the bathroom with a lot of people. So my spa was located in a very big hotel back in Lagos, and I was sharing bathrooms, like toilets, with a lot of people. Oh my days. Like those of us who owned shops in that building were using the same bathroom. Guys, I realized that for the first time in my life I had an infection. Oh, it was scary, and I had to ask some people that I would never have those kind of conversations with because I wasn't active sexually. I didn't think I needed to go to a hospital. I mean, why am I itching every time? Why am I scratching down there? Guys, I said this is an intimate video. That's why I'm put together, came in to when my husband will not hear what we're talking about and not even see me being as transparent with you people. So when I had that infection then as a single lady, I didn't know who to call, what to do. So I called one of my girls and she told me, she said to insert a clove of garlic into my Ferrari area. That was the worst day of my life, I'm telling you. Immediately I inserted that clove of garlic into my Ferrari. I was on fire. From the crown of my head to the sole of my feet, I was burning. This information would literally have taken my life if I had left that garlic in there any longer. Now, if it was for something else, maybe a yeast infection, maybe it wouldn't have been that bad, but she wasn't equipped to give me advice on what to do. So I ended up going to the hospital to get myself checked and got medications. They had to do a swab. It was scary. It felt like I was going in the labor room, and I was so scared of having a baby because I was single, right? And I didn't even know that marriage was right in front of me because the next year I got married. So basically, everything that we go through as women, we need to be equipped before it happens. How to avoid an infection is so easy to comprehend. The first thing you need to know is, number one, if you can, avoid sharing bathrooms with people. Some people will say stand and pee. Sometimes it could be an STI that someone uses the bathroom and you're not even sexually active and you contact the STI. And STIs and STDs are pretty difficult to treat. Thank God the one I had wasn't like that. It was more of an itching situation. But imagine that you use just one bathroom randomly and you find out that you have an STI or STD. How will you even tell the person that you're married to or you want to marry? So the idea is that you take good care of yourself. The first thing I always encourage is that you use Johnson's baby soap. Is made with honey, is very mild, is medically proven by doctors for babies, and because babies are really sensitive, their skin, their eyes, their nostrils, so they made that soap caring for the baby, and it will be good for your vulva area, not your vagina. Your vulva, which is the V area, you wash the surface. Basically, your vulva is every part where you have hair, so you're only washing that part with soap. Remember, you wash like this, right? You're not washing like this. You're washing like this because it's a V shape, so you're washing it inward. Now, I would advise you that once you get into the shower, the first thing to wash is your vagina. Your anus should not be the first thing you wash. Your V should be the first thing you wash with your baby soap. Then you shower with whatever soap you want to shower with, and then you wash your V. Lastly, dab it. Make sure you focus on dabbing it, because any wetness around there can also cause you an infection. All right, make sure that you dab. Some people use kitchen towels, they use it and they dab. It will be good because that one barely breaks, but tissue paper breaks. And so when people use the bathroom or you do number 2, they just take tissue paper and they drag it there. Some tiny bits of tissue paper go into your vagina. It causes another type of infection. So you want to make sure that you are not taking for granted how you care for that area. That's the most important part. Most people care for their face so much, their acne, their pimples, their blackheads, their everything, and they forget that this area, I can't just come and tell anybody that, oh, look how my vagina is. What do I do? It's a very delicate conversation to have. So leave all the beauty talks and focus on getting knowledge about your vagina so that you're protected from any kind of infection. Don't wear tight underwears, panties that are made, a lot of materials that they use to make G-strings are too tight, and the G-string literally separates how the vagina is, and they wear a G-string that comes and divides it and stays here all day. Of course, it's going to give you an infection. You will just notice a horrible smell coming out from your vagina. You will just notice that every time you're having a shower, there is oozing smell coming from down upwards. So you want to make sure that you wear cotton underwears, and if you're staying home, don't wear underwears at all. Our ancestors did not have panties, and they didn't have any spa to go and cook their vagina, use heating machines. I had a heating machine when I had a spa. People will say they want to come and heat their vagina up. I say no, use warm water to wash your vagina. Don't use hot water. Don't go for them to cook it and use those steaming machines to steam your vagina. I see this on social media and I'm crying for the women of this generation. Your vagina cleanses itself. It means that if there's any toxin in there, it will come out for you to see, and you wash with Johnson's baby soap. Please, let's be careful on this. If you don't want to have recurring infections, make sure that you're not taking anything else but a baby soap that is pretty mild, not chemically scented, naturally scented, which means they did not add all those things that would affect even the armpit. You see how some people have dark armpits? It's because of antiseptic. All of that causes you to have dark armpits. So imagine that you're using those same things down there. It won't only be dark, it will also reek, because it's supposed to clean itself. When we have our shower, we only wash what has already come out for us to see. If it's not come out, it's not your job to wash it out. That's why when we have our period, we wear a pad. Why don't we go and bring out everything that comes out when we have our period? It's simple. Everything that is there will come out into the pad. You have nothing to worry about. And remember, this brings me to number 3. Make sure that you don't wear your pad anything longer than 3 hours. If it's longer than 3 hours, you're basically telling all the toxins that have come out of your body to go back in. 3 hours is the most you should wear your pad on for. If you're using tampons, 3 hours. All right, this is so important. If you know you don't want to have recurring infections, make sure that you do not wear your pad for longer. Fourthly, and most importantly, is how you dress when you are indoors and how you dress when you are outdoors. Now, as women, we have our period 7 days or 5 days, wherever we wear pads, so we literally don't have freedom down there for air to go in and take care of itself and cleanse itself as it should. So we hold our bodies and tell our vaginas don't breathe for the 7 days we have our period. Now, when we ovulate, some people use panty liners when they ovulate. I wouldn't say use panty liners when you're ovulating, because your ovulation will not stain your clothes. It would embarrass you, right? So let it be free. The most you can allow your vagina to be free is the most you want to enjoy it. If you've ever had an infection, please speak to a professional. Don't carry a garlic clove and stick in there and your eyes literally turn red. Like you dey smoke igbo. You don't even want to look like that. So make sure that you speak to someone. Thank God I quickly spoke to someone and they gave me prescriptions. Oh, drink this one in the morning. And by the 3rd day, I saw that there was no itching anymore. There was no horrible smell. Oh, since then, I have never experienced anything that relates to smelling and no smelling. Even when I have my period, it literally doesn't smell, because like I said, if you change your pad often, there won't be any smell. The time we perceive anything from down there is when the pad has been for long. So make sure that you don't have it on for longer. All right. And remember that whatever undergarment you're wearing, body shapers, waist trainers, body contouring tights, all those things, they're good, but try to minimize them. I wear body shapers only on Sundays, and when I come home from church, I make sure that I don't wear anything from Sunday into Monday, just to make sure that my body recovers from that long hour, 3, 4, 5 hours of wearing body shapers. Don't wear it every day. Your body is beautiful the way that it is, just so that air goes in and of course toxins come out. If you enjoyed this video and you learned something new, please send it to someone. Enough of women thinking that their private area should smell. A lot of men complain about it. I can't even tell you the number of men that are in my DMs. Men watch my videos. Oh, go and watch that my video on why the vagina smells. You see a man's comment there. He said, yes, tell them. Men will always choose a clean woman, the one that when they put their face close to her private area is smelling sweet, and there is a reward for them to have married you. All right, don't even take it for granted. I remember then when I had a spa, a lot of girls that were doing some shady businesses with their bodies will come. They won't ask me for facials, they won't ask me for body scrub or massage. They'll be asking me, do you have vagina soap, do you have vagina sweetener, and all those things. And I'm telling them, if you have to use a vagina sweetener for your vagina, you have lost it, because pecos dey sweet. You have lost it because the vagina is sweet. You don't need to use a sweetener. Don't let anybody lie to you. It's because they are sharing it for the whole nation, so it's now like a borehole. That's why they think they need a sweetener. So basically, you don't need to do anything. Allow it cleanse itself. Use the soaps you should use. Never use perfume. Never spray anywhere around there. Some people say, I want to smell good down there, so they spray. Make sure that you're taking good care of yourself, and you will be glad that you did so. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day. Coach Thyna signing out. Remain beautiful, remain in love, remain on fire for God. Bye-bye.